Kindergarten. Today we're going to go ahead and finish off our cool color landscape project that we've been working on the last several weeks. It's been built in a lot of different pieces. So we are coming back to our landscape, which we did a wet on wet painting technique where we sprinkled salt on it while it was wet to give us this texture that looks like snow falling. And we left the bottom half of our picture white so that it looks like a snowy hill. Last week we painted 3 different sized trees, small, medium, and large, and we spent the whole time cutting out as many trees as you could. Again, the amount didn't matter. Some of you cut out lots and some of you just cut out a few. Today we're going to go ahead and start gluing them down. I have mine stacked together, so all of my small trees are in a stack, all of my medium trees are in a stack, and all of my large trees are also in its own group. We're going to go ahead and start furthest back from us, and we're going to be starting with our smallest trees because we've been learning that as we move back in our landscape, things appear smaller. So our foreground will have big trees, our middle ground will have medium trees, and our background, where the sky meets the earth, will have our small trees. In class, we are painting on our glue. Instead of using glue sticks or glue bottles, it's something that I feel works best for us in a large group. But if you are at home, you are free to go ahead and use glue sticks if you have glue sticks or glue bottles. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab my very first small tree. I want to flip it over so that I am painting on the back. Just like when we're painting with paint, we're going to just dip just the tip. We'll lift, turn, and spin the brush so it doesn't drip. So right now I just have glue on the very tip of my paintbrush, and because this shape is so small, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to cover the entire backside with glue. So just pulling and lifting, just like we would if we were painting with paint. Please remember, when you're done, we're not sticking these inside of the glue. We don't want glue to get inside of our brush. It'll cause all of the hairs to start falling apart, and we'll just start getting glue everywhere. So your paintbrushes, when you're not in use, can just go on your table. You'll grab your tree. And again, because this is my small tree, we're going to go all the way into the background. We want to be careful that our trees are not floating in the sky, so we do want the bottom of the tree to be somewhere on our ground. We'll go ahead, and when we like where it's placed, we'll push down. We'll count to 5 slowly. And for good measure, to make sure that it does not pop off later, we're just going to take a finger and we're going to rub gently around the outside and in the middle. And for those of you in class, you always hear me say, do it twice to make it nice. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing a second time. And now our tree is down nice and tight. So you're going to spend the next few minutes with class, and we're just going to do as many of our small trees in the background until I hit the lights, and then we will move on to our middle ground. Okay, kindergarten, now that you've had some time to get your trees in the background, your small trees, we're going to move our way into our medium-sized trees. Now, some of you may have gotten 4 trees glued down. Some of you may have gotten 1, 2. Some of you may have gotten 6. Again, the amount doesn't matter. We just want to make sure that we finish this project today, and the amount is just, it's up to you and the speed that you're able to work at. So we're going to go from our background, which is the furthest away from us, and we're going to move to the middle ground, and we're going to use our medium size pieces. Just like last time, we're going to go ahead and flip our piece over. With our brush, we're going to dip just the tip. We're going to turn it and spin it so that it's no longer dripping. We can go ahead and brush our glue on. And because these are smaller pieces, we can go ahead and glue the entire triangle. Now these pieces are going to be going in the middle. Now it is okay if part of your tree goes on top of another tree. That's called overlapping. And if we were to go outside and look, we're going to see trees that are in front of other trees, blocking either the bottom, the side, or the middle. If you don't want that, you can go ahead and find a spot on your landscape where your trees are not overlapping, but still in the middle. When you like where it is, we'll push and hold to the count of 5. We'll rub around the outside, in the middle. We'll do it twice to make it nice. The rest of the time will be to do all of the medium pieces that you can until the lights go off, and then we'll start talking about our large trees. All right, great job so far, kindergarten. We did our background with our small trees. We did our middle ground with our medium trees. Now we're going to do our foreground, which is going to be trees closest to us and closest to the front edge of our paper. Really quickly, before we start gluing down our big pieces, right now would be a good time to do a fingernail check to see if your fingernail can get underneath any of the trees that we've glued down. Looking at my picture, I can get almost my whole finger underneath this tree, which means the glue that I put down did not make its way all the way to the edges. The problem with this is that if people walk by and catch it, or if it's just really windy in the hallways here at school, it will continue to rip at this tree until it falls off. A way to fix that would be to apply a small amount of glue, just the tip, spin it so it doesn't drip. And I'm just going to apply a small amount of glue underneath the corner. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to go to the other corner. I'm going to apply just a little bit of glue. I'm going to push and hold. I'm going to go ahead and smooth it. And now when I do my fingernail check, I can't get underneath any more of my trees, which means these are glued down really well and we don't have to worry about them falling off for any reason. Once you've checked all your trees, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the largest trees. And again, we're going to be putting them closest to us towards the edge of the paper. Just like before, it's okay to have your trees overlapping another tree, but you might not want to have it covering the whole tree that's in front of it. You might want to move it to the left, to the right, or even down slightly, so that way we can see both trees. Remember, we're putting glue on the back side of our triangle. We're dip, dip, just the tip, turn and spin so it doesn't drip. We'll apply glue to the back of our tree. If you were having trouble before where the trees were popping up, please make sure that you are applying plenty of glue, especially to the edges of our triangle, to make sure that you don't have to go back in later and do it a second time to keep it from falling off. Again, the brush does not go in the glue. We can go ahead and just leave it off to the side. Before you push and hold, make sure that you really like where you're putting your tree. So right now it's very loose. If I don't like where it is, I can easily move it anywhere else that I want to go. Once you like where it is, you can go ahead and push and hold to the count of 5. To make sure that the edges stay down nice and strong, we'll take a finger, we'll rub around the edges, we'll do the middle, we'll do it twice to make it nice. And again, you'll just keep working until the end of class today. Today is the last day. The amount of trees does not matter. We're done when class is over, and then you have a wonderful, cool colored, abstract landscape. Congratulations, kindergarten.